Helen Allard arrived at Grayfield House just past midnight, her lantern flickering in the damp autumn fog. The manor stood atop a barren rise, its stones blackened and roof lines sharp against the churning clouds. A place abandoned for decades, yet she felt eyes upon her, even as she stepped from her car. Her brother, Andrew, had come here first, chasing rumors of old aristocrats, family curses, and a string of disappearances in nearby Grayfield village. He had vanished soon after. Determined, Helen pushed open the ornate iron doors and entered a hallway lined with fractured mirrors and faded portraits. Each face seemed too pale, each gaze too unsettlingly direct. Dust coated every surface, yet in the marble foyer she found something fresh. Bloody fingerprints tracking up the grand staircase. The next morning, Helen explored rooms lit only by timid, watery sunlight. She found the study untouched by time, a globe still spattered with ancient blood, a shelf of journals penned in Andrew's hand. His last entry, "There is someone here. She sings to me from the walls." At night, Helen heard whispers above the wind, and footsteps echoing where no living soul should tread. Doors creaked on their own, the scent of old roses and something metallic hung thick in the air. She caught fleeting glimpses, a shadow with crimson eyes, a woman in tattered silk drifting up the stairs. At midnight, Helen heard a voice, fragile, melodic, calling her name. She followed, heart pounding, lantern beam trembling. In a cracked dressing room, the mirrors bled shadows. A woman stood behind her. The Lady of Grayfield, Helen realized, rumored to have perished a century ago. But the lady was pale as bone, lips stained with red, her hair woven with dead moths. "Your brother is here," she sang, revealing long, gleaming fangs as Helen staggered back. "He lives in the walls, in the blood." The lady lunged, impossibly swift. Helen fled, crashing through corridors that twisted and elongated, always returning her to the same locked parlor door. Helen pieced together the truth in Andrew's scattered notes. Grayfield House was cursed by a pact made generations ago. The aristocratic family, desperate for immortality, welcomed a guest of dark grace, a wandering countess from the east. She turned them one by one, feeding upon the village, binding their souls to the manor's foundation. The villagers revolted, stormed the manor, and burned it. Yet the curse survived, sealed behind stone and silence. Every few decades, the house called travelers, and the hungry dead awoke, hunting for blood and company. Helen knew she was next. Night fell hard. Helen locked doors, blocked windows, but shadows slithered under the cracks. She saw Andrew again, his eyes bright with fever, teeth too long. "You'll be happier here, sister," he crooned, forever. The lady and her kin gathered, faces gaunt and ravenous. Helen ran as the house groaned, wind howling with the voices of the lost. In the crypt below the kitchen, she found forgotten bones and a blackened altar etched with writhing runes. The air tasted of copper, A trapdoor yawned open at her feet. Down she fell, into ancient darkness, writhing bodies pressed against her, hands pulling her into a cavern filled with coffins. "Breathe in," whispered the lady's voice, "and become one of us." Trapped and cornered, Helen struck a match, igniting Andrew's old journals doused in lamp oil. Fire roared upward. Vampires shrieked as the ancient wood splintered and burned. Helen clambered out, dragging herself through a shattered cellar window onto the dew-wet grass as the house behind her screamed and blazed. The vampires, flame-lit in the upper windows, watched her with hate and longing until dawn broke, their bodies smoldering into ash and smoke. Helen never found Andrew's bones, but escapes the house's shadow now only in dreams. The villagers say Grayfield House is gone, yet sometimes, on cloud-wrapped nights, lights return to the ruined hilltop, and soft singing floats on the wind. If a wanderer follows it, they may find new bloody fingerprints tacked along the stones leading inside. And if anyone enters at dark, they join the family forever behind those ancient walls.